to an all-new edition of Dolphin Dive, as we are here at our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the LeMoyne College Dolphins. Of course, I'm DT, and today we have Joanna Dobrovosky, and we call her Coach Joe for short, or if you're online, Joe Dobro, I think is what we have. So happy to be here with a feature spotlight on LeMoyne College Dolphins women's basketball team inside of Dolphin Dive with student athletes, coaches, administration, as well as future Dolphins and alumni. And you're an alum, and you also are an assistant coach. So welcome to the show. Good to have you.
Good.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So you came back last season. Bring me into what it was like to be back on the Heights last season.
It was great. I was coaching, volunteer coaching at Spring Hill College in Alabama for a while. Then I went to do just little kid stuff at the YMCA, but coming back to Cuse was something that I really wanted to do because it's closer to family and friends. So I was really thankful for the opportunity to come back and work here at LeMoyne.
So you got that call. You and I talked about the opportunity right after it happened. Now looking back on it more than a year later, what do you remember about the call from Mary Grimes?
It was just kind of excitement because we hadn't spoken in a while. She had gotten the job, so I was so happy for her. And it was just a call of just excitement. She's really positive and upbeat, and same with me. So I remember the call just being like, yay!
And you said you're very positive and upbeat. I've always gotten that from you. Always very positive. You can hear it through a text message, which I think is an art. Why are you so positive?
I'm not sure. I guess I'm just blessed with kind of a happy life. I'm near family and friends, and I love what I do, so I have a lot to be grateful for, and it makes me happy.
We talked about Mom off the air. She's the same height as me. Go Mom. 5'8". So the 5'8s of the world unite. So what's the best thing about Mom?
She's just always there for me whatever I need from her. She's right there. I call her like every day, just talking about silly stuff like laundry or like, can I come home for this weekend? What are you making for dinner? We're just always connected. So she's just always there.
And what's Mom's first name?
Janet.
Janet, okay. So Janet, growing up, did what to make you a better person and a better basketball player?
She always supported anything I wanted to do. She, even if it was crazy, I was pretty fast, but I was like, I want to do track this year. Just I was kind of all over the place as a kid, so anything I wanted to do, she supported me in. And she was like, oh, good, you'll be great at track. And I'm like, really? And I just believed her, so she was just kind of like my battery pack.
Is she still that for you?
Yes.
Did you pay it forward, and do you try to be a battery pack for the players here?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm very close with the players. They're such a sweet group, so it's easy to do because I genuinely care about each of them. And
you and I, we were talking off the air that if a player gets emotional, you get emotional.
Yes.
So what builds that connection? That if they're really excited, you're really excited. If they're really down, then you can feel their pain. Why are you so connected?
It's funny you said that because actually I call it emo, even though people think emo black clothing, which I am in all black today, but I call it emo, emotional, short for emo. So I'm pretty emo, not in a sad, dark way, but I can feel people's emotions, even in movies. If it's a sad movie, I'll be sad. Sad song, I can feel the sadness. So I guess I just feel things deeply.
Saddest movie you've ever seen?
My Sister's Keeper. Oh my gosh, I could cry about that right now.
Okay. Happiest movie?
Happiest movie. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen a good movie in a while.
Okay. Do you go? Is it something that you like to do?
No, I haven't gone to a movie in a while. It's just so easy to watch them on your own TV. So.
See, I love the feel of being in the theater.
Yeah.
It's just different, and the booming. The thing that stinks is when you know people that live in a certain town or city, and then they're no longer a part of your life, but you're like, I like your theater more than mine.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's a place down in Pennsylvania where I'm like, I don't know anybody there right now, but I did but their theater is so loud, and it's like Dolby Digital, and it's like booming. So to me, if I'm going to see Black Panther, I want to go see it in that theater, but I don't want to run into anybody down there. And I'm like, how do I? It's like 3 hours away. So I try to make the one here work. But song-wise, best saddest song you've ever heard and happiest song?
Oh no, I'm very bad at remembering song titles.
Me too. I usually don't know who I'm listening to until like a while later, and then someone will go, "Oh, you like Luke Bryan?" And I'm like, "Who's Luke Bryan?" But I've listened to like 9 of his songs.
Right. No,
so.
I tend to skip sad songs. I don't listen to sad songs voluntarily. If someone else has it playing, then I just kind of I tune it out. Yeah. I can't. I don't like listening to sad songs ever.
So happy songs?
Yeah. Happy songs, I mean, Taylor Swift, she's coming out with a new album soon. I like her.
Okay.
She has sad songs too, but I skip over her sad songs as well.
Yeah, she dates men so that she can write music.
Yes, I like that.
Yes, yeah. So she does. So she has material. That's why I do comedy. But, so, if we're going out onto the court and you're in control of the music, so let's say Mary put you in control of the music. Would Mary ever put you in control of the music?
She wouldn't mind.
She wouldn't mind, okay.
No.
So she puts you in control of the music. It's the first home game on Ted Grant Court this year. What song do you want to come out to?
All I can think about is when we won games last season, the girls would play All I Do Is Win by DJ Khaled, I think it is.
Yeah,
I'm
you said it
so
right.
bad with names, but that song is pretty good. I like that song. I don't know if it would be the first song, but it's just a song that It's
a song. I just wanted to see if you would pick Taylor Swift.
No, not Taylor Swift. She doesn't have that. It's not that up. Well, she has upbeat, but it's not like intense enough.
No, it's not basketball music.
No.
It's very different. So on the court, when you transition from player to coach, how long did it take you to make that move and say, like, yeah, I can go play a pickup game, yeah, I can play with the team, but I have to let go of the basketball this way so that I can be a part of it the other way?
Right. It took a while, and I'm pretty close in age with some of them, especially last season. I was playing with Gabriella Badway, and she was a graduate senior, so she was actually my freshman when I was a senior on the team, so that was kind of hard because she had been my teammate already, but I think just remembering that I'm here to just coach them and make them better. So I try to be friendly with them, but in a professional way, and playing with them. I do practice with them sometimes, but I have to coach at the same time. You see what I just did there? I'm not I got a bucket on you, haha, in your face. It's more you know why I did that? You didn't get in front, or you didn't front me, and I'm big, so you have to front. Things like that. Just making sure to just give them advice while I'm playing with them or watching them play.
Was it, how emotional or what type of transition was it like for you to say, I'm coaching now, I'm not playing?
I mean, obviously, if you love basketball like I do, I would love to play for the rest of forever, especially competitively. I think that's such a great opportunity, but it didn't take that long. I mean, I'm pretty realistic. I did my 4 years.
And what you remember about those 4 years that you carry, maybe daily, what's in the back pocket from when you played at LeMoyne?
Just living each day to its fullest, I guess. Just even if it's practice and you go through long stretches of it's going to be practice for a while, we don't have games for a while, we do scrimmage on the 29th of this month, but every day it could be a little daunting, but just trying to bring that energy up and just making people aware that we're trying to get better every day because we're trying to win.
Coach Joe here with us on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora in this edition of Dolphin Dive in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership. And for you, looking at, you talked about there's a scrimmage coming up on November 4th, I believe it is, November 3rd.
3rd.
No, 3rd. So Thursday, November 3rd, you have a game at 7 o'clock at night at the Dome.
Yes.
So normally, if we see any LeMoyne Syracuse back and forth, it's the men's basketball team in the Dome on the court.
Mm-hmm.
So I already spoken, and you saw the special with head coach of this team, women's basketball with the Dolphins at LeMoyne, Mary Grimes, talk about Felisha Legette-Jack and the opportunity to go to the Dome and have this. What does it mean to you that you get to have an exhibition game to start off your season for 2022-23 down the road in the Dome, Syracuse LeMoyne?
It's just really exciting. I'm glad we get to do it. It is a special opportunity, and just the atmosphere of being in the Dome will be just great for everyone.
Ted Grant Court has had upgrades over time. It continues to look better to me, and I've seen since Gina came in, was it like probably around a decade ago that she came in, the changes that I saw, and now with Mary being here as the head coach, I've seen this evolution of Ted Grant Court. As a player on the floor, what does it look like now compared to what it was?
Well, I remember at least until my sophomore year, it was wooden bleachers and everything was kind of like orange or yellow because of the wood. So now it just looks fresh and it looks bright in there. So it is really nice. I love Ted Grant Court.
Best memory when you were playing?
That's so tough. Playing with Michaela Roberts. She's like my favorite. She's my favorite player of all time to play with. She would always give me, even if Gina would be like, she's jotting down plays for us to run, and I was like, if I make it down the court, like she's gonna give me the ball. I know it. And if I make it, Gina wouldn't be upset. If I missed it, it would be like, what the heck? I told you guys what to run. So just playing with Michaela in general. And she's in Ireland actually right now. I'm going to be making a post about her because she's still playing overseas.
Which is incredible.
Yeah.
And Michaela, great. I mean, I remember her in high school and everything that she did transitioning to here and seeing that she got to stay in the community. I love that you mentioned her because she's such a special player. When I talked to Gina about her, Gina would get so excited. So I gotta love her.
Yeah.
So I mean,
she's great.
I always hear great things about her, and I'm happy that she's in Ireland doing her thing.
Yeah, she's having fun.
So for you now as a coach, having last season happen with Mary as the head coach and you being an assistant coach on the squad, we talked about it last year that it was interesting that Mary was recruiting as an assistant under Gina, coaching the bigs, and she coached you. Then she hires you to go out and recruit and coach the bigs.
Yes.
So you're where she was before.
Right.
How has that been for you, and do you ever sit back with Mary and kind of compare notes on how she sees the bigs and how you see the bigs?
Yeah, we do. She's really great about letting me know what she wants to see from the posts, and she gives me a plan, but she's also open to ideas that I might have about the post players. We have the same idea about some things, like we love Dolphin crosses. We do those with the bigs always, like big crossing the ball over your head, putting the ball down, powerful dribble, and then up. So we have similar ideas, and she's open to ideas if I have them. So we work together with a lot of stuff with the posts.
Last season, you come in as an assistant, the team makes the NCAA tournament. Nice way to start things off in this new era with you and Mary and the rest of the staff. What did that do for maybe laying the foundation wise?
Obviously it was very impressive for Mary to get there her first year being the head coach, and we had a lot of good pieces on the team, and I just think we just talked about this the other day, like, yes, the new people coming in, they're coming into a program that's a winning program, and we have many winning mindsets, and we hope that everybody on the team has the same. So but every day we have to work hard because it's not the same year, and it's not the same teams in the league, and a lot of teams have a lot of upperclassmen, and we don't have that this year, so we're going to have to work a lot harder to get there.
How would you describe what's coming in? I have 4 freshmen coming in, you have a transfer coming in, so what do the fresh faces look like, and how would you describe what this team may look like this season?
They bring, since we only have 11 girls, the 4 of them make up a big piece of the team, and luckily they're full of positivity, and they're energetic, and they're ready to go, and I think they'll give us a lot of great minutes whenever they play. They're just fast and talented.
Best moment last season?
Oh, geez. Beating Adelphi on the road. Erin Foraker going in for that left-handed layup was like the highlight of Everything. I was jumping off the bench.
Biggest moment of adversity last year?
Losing to St. Rose away was just a heartbreaker, and we lost by 1, and it's just etched into my brain. I never want to lose to them again.
Mary brought up the exact same.
She did?
Yeah, she did. So, when you step into 2022-23, what have you learned about yourself as a coach that you're going to take into this season?
Well, I've already done this year. I usually am just positive all the time, but I've learned that sometimes I have to put my foot down with things that I don't think are acceptable. Like, I don't want to call anybody out, but during the preseason we did 16s, and a lot of people did not make them. And I was just like, that was ridiculous. I think I actually used the word pathetic. So I guess just being a little bit more just stern at times when they need it.
Have you found that voice? Have you found that stern side of you as you step forward?
Yes, I think I have, and I'm learning every day to use it.
So that positive doesn't go away, but the tough love comes in.
Right.
What has been the biggest piece of advice that a coach taught you, be it Mary, be it somebody else, that you can go back to and you find yourself going back to, sitting at your desk saying, you know what, they were right?
I think Mary does this a lot. She will compliment somebody and then say something that they can work on, and then they'll go back to like a compliment sandwich.
Yeah.
She uses that a lot, and then just she does this thing. It's funny. I like to say losers and drills, like the losing team, like get on the line, but she's very good about just saying non-winners and just being positive at all times. So I guess she brings that. So I learn a lot from her.
Here at Coach Joe, women's basketball, LeMoyne College for the Dolphins. Myself, Dan Tortora, inside of the Dolphin Dive. We're going to play rapid fire in a second.
Oh no.
But before we get into rapid fire, and before I don't know what you consider more of the hot seat, asking the questions or being asked the questions.
Oh, both.
But before we get into that, women's athletics, it's always been a huge part of what I do. And it was funny when I started back at ESPN in Scranton, and even before that at Marywood University, and they said, well, it's men 25 to 54. And I said, no, it's not. They said, what do you get? I said, I get kids all the way to grandparents. And they're like, there's no way. I said, yeah, there is. If you do a family show and you care about people and you are who you say you are, you get the family. And they said, well, you don't get women. I said, yes, I do. And they said, prove it. I said, I cover their sports and I respect them. Mm-hmm. It's really not that hard of a concept. They're like, what's the secret sauce? I'm like, well, you treat everybody like they're equal, right, and you cover women's athletics. Where are we in women's athletics, in your opinion? And, either basketball-wise or overall, but where are we now, and where would you like to see us go? We've seen some collegiate and WNBA hopeful moves in the right direction, but where are we?
I think we're at an okay point. I think as long as women are given the same opportunities as men, then we're just working hard every day. And we just got to give people the same opportunities, I think is key. But I'd say we're doing okay.
Did you, when you were playing to now coaching, are there things that are there now that you look back and say, I wish I had this?
I think LeMoyne had some sort of deal with Nike because they get a lot better shoes than I have. So that's one piece.
And we saw the shoes off the air, black shoes.
Yes, black shoes this year. We usually get white. I know it's popular to get white, but we're getting black shoes this year.
All right, fair enough. So, and no green.
No green. I had like neon green and dark green shoes that I thought were the coolest thing, but when I showed one of our seniors them, LaToya Baker, she said that they were hideous. She can't believe that we wore them as a team.
So, all right, well, a little bit of a different thing.
Yes.
And more, I guess, traditional or whatever, just the black, so we'll see what it looks like here. So with that being said, we are going to play rapid fire.
Okay.
We got 3 apiece. So
rapid fire. Okay.
You get to ask me anything. It can be basketball or anything, and I have to answer it. And you also have to do the same thing.
Okay.
So you go first. You can ask me something. That's because I always want them to do well.
Yes.
And the Yankees are on the other side. But my claim to fame is that Arizona was the fastest team to the World Series, and they beat the Yankees back when the Yankees were really, really good.
Oh, wow.
So shout out to my Diamondbacks. I love you all. Why? Because I do. I have forever. My first team alive that I saw win something in 2001. So they won the World Series back then, and that was a fantastic moment for me. I threw my hat at my dad, went upstairs, shook the bed, and like hit my mom with a pillow, scared her.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, she woke up, she was like, and she's like, what? And I was like, we won. And she's like, what are you talking? I was like, baseball. She's like, you scared me half to death. I'm like, but you needed to know that we won before tomorrow morning. I was like, she's like, well, great, honey, I'm so happy. And then she gave me a kiss on my forehead and she went back to bed.
Aww.
So, love you, Mom and Dad. And, you know, Dad, I would tell you I'm sorry that we beat your team, but I'm not. So I'm happy we did it. So my first question for you, When we talked about music, we talked about movies. Let's live in this world. You can go and live in the world of a TV show. What TV show world do you live in, and why? And if you say Real Housewives, I'll shut this off right now.
No, not Real Housewives. What TV show would I live in?
Yeah.
I don't really watch a lot of TV is the problem. And I've only been watching really scary documentaries as of late.
Would you live in the world of Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yes, so I don't want to go in that TV show. Like, please no. Let me think.
It's gotta be something you watched as a kid.
Yeah, okay, so it can be cartoons.
It can be cartoons, yes. Mine would be Boy Meets World. Such a good show.
That is a good show. Oh, this is a difficult
And I've met
question.
part of the cast, and I got to interview them, so that was cool.
TV show.
TV show.
TV
Yeah.
show.
Any TV show.
That's really hard. Can I just make it a movie?
Yeah, you can make it a movie.
I'll just do Harry Potter.
Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Okay, you're a big Harry Potter fan?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say the biggest Harry Potter fan, but I have read the books and watched all the movies.
Have you ever dressed up like a Harry Potter character?
Yep.
Have you ever done it when you went to see a movie?
No.
Okay.
No.
So and I bring that up because in college, when one of the movies came out, see, I'd read none of the books, I didn't know anything. My friend Sarah, may she rest in peace, she passed away at 21, way too early, so love you, Sarah. She was dating my buddy Mark, and our friend Claire came. So there might have been some other people. I know the four of us were there, and everybody had a purpose. Mine was very childlike. So Sarah's like, I read the books twice, and I can't wait to see this. And then Mark's like, I see the movies because of Sarah, and I'm starting to read the books. Claire was dressed up, and then they're like, Dan, why are you here? And I was like, I heard there's a blue dragon.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
And it was not a blue dragon, it was false advertising. It was a brown dragon that had a blue hue to it because of the way that the camera was turned. So at the end of the movie, they're all talking about, was it like the book, was it real? They're digging in deep to the storyline, and I sat there for 15 minutes until somebody would listen to me, and I kept saying it, and then eventually, I think they heard me. I just went, there's no blue dragon. I want my money back. And then I was like, I'm not kidding. They're like, Dan, really? I was like, this is what I'm here for the dragon.
Right.
I watched Game of Thrones for the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
I will watch House of Dragon for the dragon. And it's funny because there's all these things on Game of Thrones, and I said, you can take all that stuff out and just have dragon fights. That's the only reason why I came to the party. So, and they're like, you have to wait a while, but you really didn't, because you saw the egg, then it hatched, then they were hanging out, and if you'll oblige me to tell this story, my dog Lily, have you seen a picture of Lily? She's very tight. So, little Lily is a human being, and she was sitting on the floor with me at my buddy's house, and I just did this. I don't know what made me do it. In Game of Thrones, when you want a dragon to spit fire, you say Dracarys. Mm-hmm. So, I kid you not, I never tried this before. I'm sitting on the ground, I got my legs out, and Lily's walking to me, and I said, Lily, Dracarys, and she looked at me and she went, ugh, and she burped right in my face. So she tried to do it, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She tried to spit fire. So, well, she watched Game of Thrones with me. So, yeah, that's my claim to fame.
Makes sense.
What's your question for me?
Favorite person to hang out with?
Oh, wow. I've never been asked that question. I would say favorite person to hang out with. Well, my grandma was alive, then I think it would be a tie. So G-Mama up in heaven, she would be up there. But probably my mom. Like, she's always been a very sweet and kind person. She doesn't tell me what I want to hear, she tells me what I need to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, there's people whose parents are like overbearing, and then there's people whose parents are really good leaders, but also a good friend. And my mom is one of those people where she like lets me live my life, but she always makes time for me. And, so I love the dinners and the lunches we get. So I'd say mom. I would also say myself, because as an only child, you have to learn. I never had imaginary friends because I'm not crazy. And so so for me, I learned how to, you got to be your own best friend. And I think in the world that I live in this sports and entertainment world, and in social media and everything we deal with now, I think you really have to be your favorite person to hang out with, or you can get lost in the shuffle. So I'm okay being by myself, and I don't know if a lot of people could say that, and I think it takes time to get there. So love hanging out with mom. I love my time with both my parents. And when I'm by myself and it's me and Lily, I find a lot of peace in the quiet.
That's good.
And I think people think like when you're a broadcaster that you just love to talk all the time. When I go home, even more now than ever, and I can just like turn the TV on, close the blinds, lay in bed and have Lily, and I don't have to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
I love when I can just sit and be entertained by something else.
That's awesome.
So I like the peace. I am definitely about peace a lot more now. So my second one that was a good question. Who's one person you'd never want to hang out with?
Oh my gosh. Never want to hang out with?
Yeah.
This is a hard question.
I have some.
You have some?
All the Kardashians.
You wouldn't want to hang out with them?
None of them. None of them.
That's funny.
None of them at all.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. I told you this chair was going to get me.
I know.
Got through almost the entire
I
conversation.
don't like that question.
That one person you wouldn't hang out with.
I just wouldn't hang out with
Hitler? I mean, there's so many people that you could pick.
Sure, I don't really want to hang out with Hitler. That's for sure.
So, okay. All right, I'm going to change my question since I answered it for you. So here's my new question. My new question is, if you had to pick one place besides Central and Upstate New York to live, where would you live?
I think I would live in Charleston.
South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a beautiful place. I've seen Rainbow Row.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some good food. What's the place I went to? Tattooed Moose.
Cool. No.
No, you haven't been to Tattooed Moose.
Mm-mm.
So Charleston, good barbecue.
Yeah.
There's a beach there that I did not get to go to, but yeah, Charleston's a nice, it's like a little bit of everything.
It's just cutesy. I like it.
Yeah.
Good vibes.
Also has the first store that ever came out with moon pies. It's
Oh,
over
wow.
100 years old.
Oh my gosh, see, and I like moon pies, so I think I'd have a good time in Charleston.
Oh, all right, Charleston. What's your last one for me?
Predict our record this season.
Oh my lord. So, all right, give me total number of games is...
26.
Okay, I was going to say 25, so I was right on that mark. All right, so give you my prediction of 26 games. I'm going to say...
It is 26.
Well, you got some youth.
27, I guess, if you're going to count Geneseo, which we should.
Okay, so you got some youth, you got some new faces,
Mm-hmm.
11 players, you got you and Mary and the staff, and you had some fight in you last year too. So I would say, I'm going to say comfortably, I'm going to say 16 and 16 and 11 or 17 and 10.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to give you.
I'm jotting this down.
I'm going to have an above 500 record.
17 and 11?
Yes. I'm going to say, no, what was it, 17 and 10?
10.
So I'm
Yeah,
going to say an
that's
above 500 record and obviously a postseason berth.
Okay.
That's my thought. All right, Coach Joe. I'm going to go with, that was a good question. All right. If you could see my show live anywhere in the world, where should I do Wake Up Call live?
Anywhere in the world?
Yeah. Pick a place that you'd be like, I'd come out and see the show.
I mean, I'd go to Charleston. But I'll pick a new place. I guess New York City would be cool.
All right, New York City. Which Superpowered Pop, my entertainment show, broadcasted live from New York Comic Con on location. So we've actually broadcasted Dan Tortora Broadcast Media's shows from New York City. And we did a show from New York City. We did a Wake Up Call episode from New York City within the past 2 weeks. We actually did one, and I had the backdrop of the city skyline, which was really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, another New York City Wake Up Call might be in our future.
Yeah,
So.
it'd be cool.
So with that being said, for Coach Joe, myself, Dan Tortora, this has been your edition of Dolphin Dive. It's exclusive to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. And of course, you're in Dolphin Time every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So we appreciate you. Make sure you come out to Ted Grant Court and on the road, see this LeMoyne Dolphins women's basketball team, support them, and make sure that my 17 and 10 is an under, right? And that they go
Yes.
over this. So get loud and be very supportive of this awesome staff and team and of all the smiles that are here. Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
so much.
Talk to you soon.